Hier Radio Oranje, de stem van strijdend Nederland.
Wednesday, March 29th, 1944. Dearest Kitty, Mr. Bolkestein, the Cabinet Minister, speaking on the Dutch broadcast from London, said that after the war a collection would be made of diaries and letters dealing with the war. Of course, everyone pounced on my diary. Just imagine how interesting it would be if I were to publish a novel about the secret annex. The title alone would make people think it was a detective story. Seriously though, 10 years after the war, people would find it very amusing to read how we lived, what we ate, and what we talked about as Jews in hiding.
For 6 weeks, Anna thought constantly about the message from London. Then she made up her mind. She had wanted to be a journalist and a famous writer, to travel the world, see Paris and Hollywood. This was her opportunity. Starting in the middle of May 1944, she began to furiously rewrite her whole diary from the very first entry with a view to future publication, at the same time as keeping up her regular diary entries.
Tuesday, 6th of June, 1944. Dearest Kitty, this is D-Day. The BBC announced at 12. This is the day. The invasion has begun. A huge commotion in the annex. Is this really the beginning of the long-awaited liberation? The liberation we've all talked so much about, which still seems too good, too much of a fairy tale ever to come true. Will this year, 1944, bring us victory? We don't know yet, but where there's hope, there's life. It fills us with fresh courage and makes us strong again. Oh, the best part of the invasion is that I have the feeling that friends are on the way. Those terrible Germans have oppressed and threatened us for so long that the thought of friends and salvation means everything to us. Maybe, Margot says, I can even go back to school in October or September.
With the Allies advancing, it was natural that spirits in the annex soared. Otto Frank kept a map on the wall tracking every advance of the British and American troops. But the odds were stacked against those in the hiding place. Of the 25,000 Jews who hid from the Nazis in Holland during the Second World War, some 8,000 to 9,000 were discovered by the Germans, or betrayed by their Dutch hosts. Many of the Franks' neighbours, some of whom were even known Nazi sympathisers, knew that there was something strange going on behind the blinds of the back house at 263 Prinsengracht. Any one of them could have called the authorities at any time to collect the reward for betraying Jews in hiding. And then Anna herself chronicled many acts of carelessness that could have led to the sort of suspicion that could easily lead on to betrayal. It has never been proved how they were betrayed, but on a sunny summer morning in 1944, 2 years after they first stepped behind their secret door, their world collapsed.
It was the 4th of August 1944. You know, it was always my task to go as first up in the hiding place. Also these days. I go up, took my shopping list, talk with the people, and came down. After an hour, I was working in the office. Beb in front of me, Koophuis on this side. The door goes open, but I did not look. And it was quiet. And the moment I look up, and there was a man standing for me with a gun to me and said, "Quiet, no word."
Was there ever a plan for this sort of situation?
No. We were so sure that it never would happen.
The authorities had been tipped off by an anonymous phone call that there were Jews hiding in the Opekta offices. 4 Dutch plainclothes policemen from the German security service, led by an Austrian officer, went straight to the secret bookcase.
I could hear the voice of the Nazi. And I heard this man spoke with a Autriche, with a Vienna accent. And if you know, I'm born in Vienna, I know that accent. I stand up and say to him in a nearly friendly mean, "You are a Vienna. I'm a Vienna too." And this one sentence was perhaps too much for this man. He was standing there, looked at me, and when he came to him, he came to me, gebukt, so near to me that I feel his adem, his breath. I feel his breath. Schämst du dich nicht, Judenbagage zu helfen? Du gehörst die höchste Strafe zu bekommen und du weißt, was es ist. I did not say any word. He was going in my office from the one wall to the other as a wild animal. After a while, he stood still, looked at me a little friendlier. Aus persönlicher Sympathie darfst du bleiben, aber wehe, wenn du fliehst, dann nehmen wir deinen Mann.
When the Germans captured Jews in hiding, they looted everything of value. Officially, this booty was meant to finance the transportation of the Jewish prisoners to the Polish death camps, but corruption was rife, and Jewish valuables often lined the pockets of Nazi policemen. Needing a container for his loot, the Franks' Austrian arresting officer, SS Oberscharführer Karl Josef Silberbauer, emptied the contents of Otto Frank's briefcase onto the floor, and thus he left behind Anna's diary.
After the Franks and the other peoples were away, I come here in and found the diary scattered on the floor. Ellie and me, Beb and me, we saw this. That is the diary of Anne. Please take it. We took all the things, but I was afraid that I had not all the paper of the diary. I knew that, but I was so in a hurry because I was afraid that this Autrichian man came again.
That the officer...
Yeah, because he said, I come back.
Within 2 weeks of Miep Gies saving Anna's diary, the Dutch removal firm of A. Puls stripped the hiding place of every possession to be sent to Germany to aid bombed-out German civilians. Silberbauer and his Dutch assistants had taken the 8 Jewish prisoners to Gestapo headquarters, housed here in a former school in Amsterdam. Of the helpers, Johannes Kleiman and Victor Kugler were also arrested, though not the 2 women, Miep Gies and Beb Forskel. Kleiman and Kugler were then sent here to Amersfoort labor camp in central Holland, shown in this film during a Dutch Red Cross inspection. Kleiman was released in September due to bad health, and Kugler managed to escape in 1945 when the train in which he and other prisoners were being transported to Germany was bombed by American planes. The day after the arrest of the Franks, the Van Pelses and Pfeffer, Miep tried one last desperate effort to help them.
I go to the Gestapo, and when you there go in, you did not know if you came out. I phoned this Autrichian man, and he said, yes, come. I went to him, but when I came there, his office was full of young people, secretaries and all the peoples, but he was sitting in the corner. And when I came in, I think I cannot speak with this man what I want. So I go to the corner to him over his desk and I did so. Understand me? I said to me, bitte kommen Sie morgen zurück. Heute kann ich nichts mehr für Sie tun. And then I went away. Next morning, I go to him. He was standing in the door, wait for me. I'm sorry, he said to me. I can't do anything for you because I'm not high enough. You understand me? And I said to him, I don't believe you. Go to my boss. And I go upstairs. I knocked on the door, nobody said something. Then I opened the door, and what did I see? A large table, sitting high German people. They kept on the table, and in the middle, the radio listened to England. And that was was not allowed for the German peoples. And it was very dangerous for me, because I saw what they did. And I said, who is here the boss? One man came to me, pushed me out of the door. Schweinehund, der du bist. And then I went down, and this Vienna man was standing in the door. I said, what I did it say to you? And then I went down, and I feel het gordijn, the curtain of this play was fallen for me.